I'm 84 years old. Most mornings now are quiet, and that quiet has finally given me the answer to something that confused me for most of my life. I was surrounded by people, and yet I was lonely in a way I didn't have words for back then. I didn't understand it when I was younger. I thought loneliness came from being alone, an empty house, no one calling, no chair across from you at the table. I didn't realize you could feel it with noise all around you, with voices, laughter, handshakes, calendars full of obligations. I understand it now because there's very little left to distract me. At this age, the days slow down whether you want them to or not. Your body makes the decisions your mind used to. I wake up earlier than I need to. I sit longer than I plan to. I find myself thinking about moments I didn't think mattered at the time. Ordinary moments, small ones, the kind you assume you'll see again. I'm not telling you this because I need to be heard. Most of the people who once knew me well are gone. I'm telling it because I finally see the shape of my own life clearly, and I didn't see it while I was living it. When I look back, I don't see one big mistake. I see 1,000 reasonable choices that added up to a quiet distance between me and the people I loved. In my 20s and 30s, my life looked full from the outside. I had a job that paid the bills. I had coworkers I ate lunch with. I had a family I showed up for on holidays. I wasn't isolated. I wasn't neglected. No one would have looked at me and said I was lonely. And yet, even then, there was a feeling I brushed aside, a sense that I was always just a little bit removed, like I was standing in the doorway of my own life instead of fully inside it. I told myself that was normal. Everyone's tired. Everyone's busy. Everyone has things they don't talk about. I worked hard, not because I loved the work, but because it gave me a reason to be needed. There's a comfort in being useful. When people rely on you, they don't ask you how you're doing. They assume you're fine. My days had a rhythm. Wake up early, commute, work, come home worn down but satisfied enough, dinner, news on the television, sleep, repeat, on weekends, errands, fixing things around the house, small talk with neighbors, family dinners where we talked about plans instead of feelings. It all felt responsible, adult, sensible. I didn't think I was choosing distance. I thought I was choosing stability. There were conversations I delayed because I didn't know how to start them. Moments when someone reached out emotionally, and I met them with practicality instead. A problem to solve instead of a feeling to sit with. When my wife told me she felt unseen, I thought she meant she needed more help around the house. I fixed the visible things. I missed the invisible ones. When my children grew quieter as teenagers, I assumed that was just how children are. I didn't ask what they were holding back. I didn't notice how often I was physically present and mentally elsewhere. None of it felt urgent. That's the dangerous part. There was always tomorrow, always the next weekend, always more time. The cost didn't show up all at once. It showed up in small absences, in the way conversations stayed shallow, in how laughter became polite instead of shared, in how I could sit in a room full of people who knew my name, but not my inner life. I remember standing at a birthday party once, maybe my 40th, surrounded by friends and family. People were talking over each other, glasses clinking, someone telling a story I'd already heard. I smiled, I nodded, and I remember thinking, very briefly, I don't feel connected to anyone here. That thought scared me, so I buried it. You don't want to question a life that looks successful. You don't want to be ungrateful. So you tell yourself the feeling will pass. It didn't pass. It settled in. Years went by like that. Promotions, obligations, weddings, funerals, photos where everyone looks happy. I was there for all of it. I just wasn't fully known. The strange thing is, people trusted me. They came to me for advice. They thought I was steady, reliable, calm, and I was. But steadiness can become a wall if you never let anyone see what moves behind it. I didn't talk about my fears. I didn't talk about my doubts. I didn't talk about the sense that something essential was being left untouched. I thought those thoughts were private burdens, not bridges. Then came the moment that changed everything, though it didn't feel dramatic at the time. My wife got sick, not suddenly, not tragically at first, just enough to slow her down. Doctor visits, medications, adjustments. I stepped into the caretaker role naturally. I knew how to be useful. What I didn't know was how little time we actually had left to speak honestly. There were evenings when she wanted to talk, not about symptoms or schedules, but about us, about how life had felt, about what she wished had been different. I listened, but I stayed guarded. I didn't want to open doors I didn't know how to close. I thought there would be another chance. When things stabilized, when the stress eased, she died before that happened. There are words that only exist in your throat until it's too late to say them. I learned that the hard way. After she was gone, the house felt enormous, not empty, just echoing. Every room reminded me of conversations we never finished. People checked in, family visited, friends brought food. I was not alone, and yet I had never felt more isolated. Grief has a way of stripping away distractions. Without the routines, without the roles, I was left sitting with myself for the first time in decades. That's when I realized something painful. I had spent most of my life being present without being open. I showed up, I fulfilled duties, but I rarely let myself be seen in a way that invited closeness. Loneliness wasn't something that happened to me. It was something I slowly built, brick by brick, without realizing that's what I was doing. In old age, people assume loneliness comes from loss, and it does. But it also comes from habits formed long before the losses begin. I see now that connection requires a kind of risk I avoided. You have to allow misunderstandings. You have to admit uncertainty. You have to let someone know you before you know yourself fully. I thought being strong meant being self-contained. I didn't realize it also meant being unreachable. There are relationships I can't repair. People who moved on emotionally long before they moved away physically. Children who learned not to come to me with their inner lives because I didn't know how to receive them. They're not cruel. They're not distant on purpose. They adapted, just like I did. Time doesn't give refunds. It just keeps moving. Now, at 84, my world is small. Fewer calls, fewer gatherings, fewer reasons to pretend I'm busier than I am. The loneliness is clearer now, but it's also more honest. I don't hate my life. I don't regret everything. There were good days, real joy, pride, love, even if I didn't always express it well. But I do wish I had understood sooner that being surrounded by people is not the same as being connected to them. If you're listening to this and you feel that quiet distance even when you're not alone, I want you to know something. It doesn't mean you're broken. It means there's something inside you waiting to be shared. I'm not telling you what to do. I don't believe in telling others how to live. I'm just telling you what I learned too late. Don't assume time will soften the things you avoid. Sometimes it hardens them. Don't confuse reliability with intimacy. People can depend on you and still not know you, And don't wait for a crisis to speak honestly. Crises shorten conversations. If this meant something to you, you don't need to do anything about it right away. Just notice the people in the room with you. Notice what you don't say. Notice what you hope someone else will ask. As for me, I'm making peace with what is and what isn't. I have fewer days ahead than behind. That gives clarity, even if it comes with weight. Some evenings, I sit by the window and watch the light fade. I think about all the rooms I stood in, all the voices around me, and how long it took to understand that closeness is something you choose, not something you inherit from proximity. I'm still lonely sometimes, but at least now I know why, and knowing doesn't fix it. It just lets me sit with the truth quietly, without pretending there will be more time later.